Hey guys, and how's it going? Maniac Mower here. I'm sure a lot of you are probably sitting there saying, John, I thought you weren't going to make another video on this tractor. Well, I'm sure you all know how this works. You say something, then you end up changing your mind about it. Then you go back to your previous decision. Then you change your mind again. And then you just think, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm just going to get this thing. I'm just going to do what it was I wanted to do first. So I've decided we are going to go on ahead and get this tractor running. I've pulled the battery out of it. We're going to pull the battery tray out. We're going to look over the wiring. I just want to go on ahead and get this thing done. It's been giving me looks and asking me when I'm going to get it done. So I think we're just going to go on ahead and get into it. Plus, I'm pretty sure you guys are probably really interested in seeing this thing get running again. So let's go on ahead and we'll dive into it. I think I found out why it was parked. The reason why it was parked, it must have lost spark, and they just decided they didn't want to mess with it anymore. So they pulled the hydraulic pump off of it and the transmission, and they left the engine. So I'm going to pull that pulley off the front of it, and we're going to try to see about that key switch. I think I have another one around here that works. It's a 5-prong key switch. It should be a 4-prong key switch, but I think we're just going to roll with what we've got. I am going to end up pulling the carburetor off of it and probably replacing it, but just in case it isn't the one with a service jet, I'm going to go ahead and warm up the ultrasonic cleaner. That, and I think I might as well clean the new one. So with that being said, I think we're going to go on ahead and continue on with this tractor, get this thing running again, because I want to see it run myself, and I'm sure you all probably want to see it run too. So let's go on ahead and we will get into this. Okay, let's go on ahead and we'll pop this off of here. These should be 7/16 if I'm correct. We're going to pull this battery tray out. You know what else it could be? It could also be possible a fuse might have blown. Works good. Alright. Is that actually connected? Yes, it is. Or a safety could be causing it not to want to work. So that's going to end up probably being the next thing that I do. Will this key switch wire come off, or do I need a pair of geo locks? She's going to play hard to get, so let's yeah, I really don't have much hope in this key switch, so I'm gonna suspect and say that it's not gonna make it. Oh. Well, there's one missing right there. Yeah, those contacts look pretty, very pretty. So I wonder if I was to clean this up. Look at them and tell me if you think that's going to get power or not. Let me take that up. Actually, you know what? I wonder if I have another one of these. Let me see if I have another one, and if not, I'll clean this one up. I took this one up front and I wire wheeled it. We're just going to see if we can save it. If we can't, then we'll decide on something. But I just want to see if we can save this guy before we scrap him. Let's try that. Let me grab my battery and we'll put it in. We'll hook everything up. It could possibly be a safety too. That's another concern I have. So I'm not immediately saying it's the key switch, you know, but that seems sometimes to be what it could possibly be. And judging by how bad that looked, you know, I mean, it gives you a little suspicion to wonder if it is. So that's for now what I'm going to say it might be. I don't think it's the battery, because this battery spins everything else over just fine. I did test it for those of you wondering, so let me drop that in here. It's gonna end up touching something probably. So yeah, look at that. Let's try it that way. That's better. It's a little bit more assuring. Let's just see if it at least makes a noise. Yes, I know the terminals aren't on there and there's no tray, but we're just going to see if it does something. Ready? Damn. Or it don't work, so nope. Okay, key switch. I'm going to add that to my list of stuff I think is wrong with it. So, for those of you saying it's this not being hooked up, that's not the case. All that does is unhook the stator from the tractor. It won't be able to charge the battery with it unhooked. That's all it's really not going to be able to do. That's not going to cause this not to work. So that's not the problem. Judging by that wire, that just goes to the headlights. That purple wire goes to the safeties. I think I'm going to end up making a harness for this. And I think instead of it being a 5-prong, I'm going to make it a 4, because I have a 4, I don't have a 5. Well, correction, I do have a 5 around here somewhere, but I'm not sure where. And I really don't want to dig it out. So, we'll pull this guy. Well, those are rusted together. Never mind. The clamps won't move. I'm trying to think of what I want to do with this tractor, whether I want to make it a parter or if I want to use it. Without a pump, though, that kind of makes it troublesome, but I could put a different thing on here if I wanted to. There we go. Beating it into commission seemed to help. Hey. No gas. That's the nice thing about this tractor is it didn't have gas in the tank when I got it, so that's one thing I don't have to worry about. That's hooked up. This I'm going to bypass. I'm going to leave these wires there fine. I have not been able to test that starter. I would like to though. And I have a way to test it. Okay, how we are going to test that starter is I've got a battery charger. We're going to take it and we're going to hook it up to the positive lead on there, and we're going to hook it up to the ground somewhere on the tractor. And once we do that, we're going to hook it up to the plug, and we're going to see if it turns over. If it turns over, that means our starter's good. If it doesn't turn over, then that means our starter's bad. So it seemed like it was good when I first tested it, so let's try it. Ready? Cool, works. It's not getting enough voltage. I only have it set for 12 volts. But it is working, as you can see, so that's good. That means we've got us a good starter. So I think the next thing that we are going to do is turn that back. Cool. Spring works, so that's good. Turns really nice. Let's go on ahead. This is actually pretty neatly wired, if I do say so myself. What's this? Oh, that goes around back. That's for the rear lights. I'm going to take this switch off. We don't need it. So, I think at some point this was repainted. This wiring in here just does not impress me at all. I think it's going to need to be replaced. So I think that is going to be next for this tractor, is we are going to rewire it. But I think for right now, I really don't want to screw with the wiring. I want to see if we can get the engine to run. That's what I want to find out. So I think that's the first thing that we are going to do, is we're going to see if we can get the engine running. If the engine runs, we'll try driving it. We'll see how it drives and everything. If it drives nice and drives good, then we'll probably take it out and test it and see how it does. So let me just pull this out of there. We're going to leave these two on. These two connectors can stay. This can go. I'm just trying to see what I need to do, you know, for when I wire it up. What all do I need to do? I need to... And what all connections can I leave? I need to get more grips. What's this? There is no lights on this tractor, so I'm just going to bring this up here with me. about that. Oh, there's a spring. I've never actually seen a spring in there for that. Let me go on ahead and I'm going to go hunt down a key switch and see if I have a 5-prong key switch or not. If I do, I'll throw it on there. So I'll bring you back. Okay, you guys, I went ahead and I looked for another key switch and I found another 5-prong key switch around back. This was on a 210 around back. Have not tried putting a key in it yet. I have not tried hooking it up. I did clean the terminals up, however. We're going to go on ahead and try and see if we can get this thing in here. And then once we get it in here, we'll see how well if it turns at all. So, we'll see. I found I do have another wiring harness upstairs. Not a good one or a perfect one, you know, but it's there. It's not like if my top guy is not quite wanting to go into his house. Let's try that again. There we go. I fixed it. Let's see if we can get this guy how he turns. Ready? Haven't tried turning it yet, like I said. It actually turns over pretty nice. We'll pop it in the hole. And once we get it in, we'll try it. If we end up needing it, I think I have another wiring harness upstairs, like I said before. So that's probably what we'll end up doing, is putting another wiring harness in. So if it saves me from having to rewire it. It didn't look all that great. Thing turns over nice. Let me put a battery in it. Turns nice compared to the other key switch I just had in there. Let's see. We haven't unhooked. Oh yes, we have. We unhooked this. There it is. And there we go. I'm gonna guess that probably didn't fix it. This goes to the positive lead. That goes to the negative lead. Let's try it. Ready? No. Really? Alright. I'm not hearing anything. And I didn't look at the... Let me grab another key. I just grabbed another key. That way I'm not pulling the one out of my pocket all the time. Let's see if the voltmeter moves at all. Okay, so I almost wonder what our problem is. Could possibly be a ground issue, or it could be a safety problem. This just does not... We got a better key switch in it at least. Or at least it seems we have a better key switch in it. So I don't think the key switch is the problem. I'm starting to lean towards maybe the wiring harness or the solenoid. This wiring that goes into the key switch just really doesn't impress me at all. I'm thinking this is probably the problem here. So Let me run upstairs and see if I do have another wiring harness, and if I do, then I'll throw that wiring harness in. If I don't, we'll just wire up a basic one that goes where I need it to, and then we'll be done. A change in plans. I do not have a wiring harness I can put in here. I do have one out of a 200 series that looks promising, but it's just missing so much, and I don't think I can really get that one what I need out of it. So I'm just gonna make my own basic wiring harness. This has a Tecumseh, so I would just need a 4-prong key switch for it. I could get away with using a 4-prong key switch. And then just get rid of all this, make a basic wiring harness for it like I did the round fender. And once I do that, I should be able to get away with using it. So I think I'm going to go on ahead and make a fake basic wiring harness for it, but just for right now, I want to go on ahead and get that carburetor off of there and put it into the ultrasonic cleaner. Because even if we can't get a wiring harness made for it, we can still run the engine and try it out and see how it does. So I'm going to go on ahead and do that. And we know how to start the engine now, so let's go on ahead and dive into it, and we will see what we can discover. Okay, let's go on ahead and we'll pull the bottom of this carburetor off. I did loosen this previously, so it would come out a little bit easier. Yeah, it does look kind of dirty. Is this going to come off, or is it going to need some assistance? Oh wow, look inside of that. That's going to need some cleaning for sure. Yes, this has a... No, it doesn't have a service jet. Does it? No, it don't. I can't tell. I'll have to look. Let's see if this has a service jet in it or not. I don't think it does, but... Well, it's easy. It seems like it's too damn easy. Oh, yeah, it is a service jet. See? Maybe it is, and maybe it isn't. I don't know. I think we'll go on ahead and get that other carb ready to go. I'm going to just clean this one and see if it'll work or not. Well, nah. If that's a service jet, then it's not worth even messing with. I think what I've decided to do is I'm just going to leave this carburetor alone. I'm not going to try to clean it or anything. I think that's a service jet. And these service jets, you have to get a new one in order to be able to reuse the carburetor. So I'm just not going to... You have to replace the service jet in the carburetor, these older Tecumseh carburetors, and also these right here tend to go bad, so I'm not even going to mess with it. So I do have another carburetor though I can grab. I am going to end up putting in there. So let me grab it real quick. So I ran over there and I grabbed a new carburetor. This is a brand new carburetor, I'm pretty sure. This might be an older one actually. But we're going to see about using it. I think it choke's going to need to be played with. So let's go on ahead and we'll pull this back plate off, and we'll take the gasket. I think this is an older one. I don't think this is the one that I think it is, but we'll reuse it, I guess. So let's go on ahead and pull it apart. This carburetor is smaller than that carburetor is, so it's going to need a spacer in between it and the engine, that right there. So $86. I wonder what that's about. Here. This is your high-speed jet. This is part of your main jet. And here's a gasket. Take our high-speed jet out, put it in the basket. And that too. Cool, it came off easy. This is our gasket right here. Take our gasket off. I want this right here to come out, but it's not. There we go. I think if I remember correctly, the float on here is good. I don't know about the needle. Needle looks fine. We'll pull this jet off right here. That's our low speed jet. Once we pull this jet off, we'll be able to use this carb. Or not use this carb, throw it in and clean it. So there we go. Put that in there. Anything else that needs to go in there before I drop it in? I don't think so. Nope. This is our float right here. And I'm sure you're all probably wondering what I'm going to do with this carburetor. I'm just going to put it back together, and I'm going to leave it sit out over here on the bench. This is our float. Floats. We will set this for 30 minutes. And then once that's done, we will be done. And while that's running, I'm going to put this back together. So I will bring you guys back once this is done. We'll put it on the tractor. Actually, we'll do a gas line. We'll get the gas line all situated and set up first. No, that was no good. Do a little shaky shake. Let me go grab some rocks, and we'll put the rocks in it and we'll shake them around. I'll probably end up regretting it when it's time to take these out, but I put some rocks in here, so let's see how it does. Flip it over. That don't look too bad. That's probably enough. There goes a rock. Not quite sure how much water to put in it. I think this time I'm going to fill it up about halfway. I think I need a little bit more water anyways than I had in it before. It shouldn't be bad enough. For those of you wondering, I'm going to replace that bottom piece. And we'll flip it over. I think they're all out. Ooh. God, that's heavy. Give me a second, I'm a little bit out of breath. I don't really think it was too dirty earlier, but it really don't hurt to go on ahead and do that with it anyway. So I think now what I'm going to do is put the air compressor inside of it and blow it out real good. So I'll bring you guys back once I've done that. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll pop this fitting out. I grabbed a right angle fitting, so you could also call it an elbow. Left or right angle fitting. Not sure which side I'm going to have face the engine. Face that way, like that. So if I have it in there like that, then you can turn it one more round, and we'll be good. Right like that. Maybe back a little bit, but that's fine. That should be okay like that. So, just take it in one more turn. Okay. Perfect. We got it. Okay guys, I'm going to admit I completely forgot to film putting the gas tank on. It is mounted. One thing we're going to do while we're still ahead is we're going to go on ahead and put the front shroud back on the engine. I'm going to do that after I put the fuel line through. That way I don't have to fight with it going through the shroud. I can just easily put it right in. So that's what I'm going to do. So let me get this fuel line on here. Okay, I went ahead and this is done. I put the shroud back on the engine. Let's go on ahead and see how bad this is. Our water is brown. Let that drain. Apparently that flipped over. So there we go. Looks a lot better. Take it up front, clean it up, then I'll bring it back. Okay guys, had a little bit of an accident happen. This is actually a different carburetor head. I'm not used to the Tecumsehs. I haven't worked on one in a while, and I'm used to the Kohlers where the seals bolt into the bottom. I put the air compressor in here to blow it out, and the seal blew out of the other carburetor. That and the idle circuit looked like it was plugged off. So I grabbed a different carburetor head. I went and I looked around for that seal to see if I could find it, and it just blew away. So I don't know where it is. I forgot that these had that type of seal to them, so my bad. I'm gonna go ahead and put this carburetor in, and we're gonna use this one, I guess. So let's drop it in and we'll let it clean. Not sure how long I'm going to put it in there for, but we'll see. So let's let that go. Okay guys, we are going to go on ahead and put the carburetor back on the engine. I cleaned it. It is all clean, put back together, ready to go. I don't think there's anything else that we need to do other than adjust it, and once we adjust the carburetor we should be good. So I think this one goes out 1.5, actually 1.25, and I think this one goes out 1.5. So 1/2, actually quarter. And this one comes out, we got to turn this one in. I loosened it earlier when I was tightening this down. Ready? 1.5. I'm gonna leave it right there, a little bit over 1/2. So okay guys, I got some gas. Let's go ahead and put gas in it. Let's see if it leaks first off. If we see anything leak, we'll stop. Ready? Not going to put too much in, just enough to leak test it. And once I put in enough, if I don't see anything leak, then I'll be okay. If I do, then ready? Enough to cover the bottom. I don't see anything. I didn't put quite a bit in there. I just put enough to cover up the bottom of the tank. Yeah, it's leaking. Damn. Okay. Yeah, it just started leaking, so let me grab my sucker. Man, I thought I had it figured out. I didn't see anything leaking, so I was excited. But unfortunately, it looks like it's starting to leak on both ends. So yeah, I guess we're gonna have to do some more work. There's not a lot in there, but I know there's enough to throw a fit over. Yeah, there's not a lot in there. Okay, so do we want to try to get more? Tell how desperate I am. What I'm going to do. I always end up having a little bit in the line. Yes, like that. Now that that's drained, let's go on ahead and just find out what the issue is. I think the problem with it is this fuel line is just shot. That's what I'm guessing it is. So, whether it's the line or it's just the connectors, I'm not sure. I'm gonna guess it's probably just the line. You can see the hydraulic lines. I'm not sure where that failed. That line still seems good. It failed, I'm not quite sure where it failed at, but I'm guessing it probably failed because a string was sticking out of it. Apparently if you have a string sticking out on those lines, they don't tend to do so well, so that's something to consider. I could probably trim this. This is the line off of the test tank I have over there on the table. The one that I use to test engines, like I test that. I used to test the K181 engines, and it also ran the engine inside of the 68 for a while, the IV dripper. So I guess I'm gonna have to find a new fuel line for that IV tank. And once I do, we can even use that old fuel line. So let's just take that back. For those of you wondering, that fuel tank I have over there for the IV drip, that actually came off of a 1980s, 80s or 90s fuel, a 80s or 90s Toro wheel horse. So I have a picture of it, not the actual tractor. Well, the actual tractor, it is kind of blurry, but well, if I can even find the picture, maybe I can, maybe I can't. But it was a nice, really nice tractor. There we go. We'll get that put on. Once that's put on, maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. We'll trim it. We could probably trim this down just a little bit, but leave it like that for now. I just want to make sure it works before I start messing with it, you know. So let's go on ahead. We'll put some gas in the tank and we'll let the fuel run down. I'd imagine there's probably something in the float bowl right now. I don't like these fuel shutoffs, they just leak. That's all they're good for, honestly, is to leaking. That's it. So let's go on ahead, dump some gas. I just want to put enough in there I can check it, you know. I don't see, it doesn't look wet. and it doesn't look like it's leaking. Don't look too bad either. How much do I want to put in there? I don't want it to run too long. There it goes. Let's see. There it goes, it's leaking. I figured it would. Well, it's not as bad as it was. Actually, it's not as bad as it was. It is leaking a little bit. Oh, yeah, there it goes right there. Let's see if we can play with it a little bit. Maybe if we get it slid up a little bit, it'll slow down. It'll get worse. Let me drain. Drain the gas. Still leaking. Looks like there's more in there than there really is. So where did it fail this time? Let's see. Right there. Here. This I knew this would fail, so this I'm not worried about. Let's go on ahead and find out what the deal is here. This one is loose. I think that's our problem. So that is drained, so whatever comes out of here is what's left. This connection right here actually looks like it definitely needs to be dealt with. So yeah, we'll cut this out. Probably need to redo that. Yeah, look at that. Great. This is the one thing that I don't like when it comes to working on these is fuel line. No matter what, it's always a pain in the ass. You gotta make sure all these little strings are off of it too, or else it'll be problems. Cut my hair. Now that I'm thinking about it. That was random. Vera, I bet you if I had scissors out here. You get a pair of scissors actually. One that you bad idea. There, and I grabbed a pair of scissors. I had a different one around here somewhere, but I can't find them, so we're going to try these little kid scissors. Okay guys, I've got this all set up. It is getting late, so I am going to go on ahead and head in. I will wrap this, or I will go on ahead and we will work on this tomorrow, but it's getting kind of late and I'm getting a little tired. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay everybody, it is the next morning. What we were going to do, I think where we left off last night was we had just cleaned the carburetor on the hydraulic lift 112. And we had it belted up to the 73 and we were going to try to crank it over. Am I correct? I think so. So let's go on ahead and we will go on ahead and try this. I'll open up the door so that the fumes don't build up. I was just going to try to do this with the door closed because it is kind of cold outside, but I think I'll open up the door just for safety purposes. So let's go on ahead, I guess, and we'll get into this. For those of you who didn't know, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So right now, that tractor's facing east, and this one is facing west. Because as you can see, that out there is the sunrise. So, for those of you wondering. Okay, let's go on ahead and we will turn this guy over with this guy. So, let me get this guy started up. Let it warm up for a little bit though before I get to really beating on it. Ready? It's running. Let's let it run for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get everything off with a seat. We'll take it out and try driving it. Well, I was bringing it over here to put gas in the, or put air in the tire, and I guess it just died. So, interesting. There's how you know an engine's been sitting for a while. Look at all the smoke coming off of it. That's all the grease and grime burning off. We'll have to get it started back up again. Bring the 73 out and do that, and then once we get it started back up again, we'll drive it around for a little while. And we'll let it run too, just to clean it up. Okay, let's go on and hook it back up. The shop got kind of smoky, as you can see. So let's go on ahead and we'll try starting her up again. Runs nice. I think the 73 is ready for a carburetor adjustment. Let me put another battery in the camera. We'll take that 69 out and try driving it. Let me put some more gas in it and we'll try it again. That should be enough. It's running a lot better now. Stayed running. Maybe the gas was our problem. Let's take it for a drive. I'm filming you, filming me, filming you. What a coincidence. What do you guys think? I'd say it ran pretty good. Well guys, I took it out and I drove it around for a while after I shut the camera off, and I was trying to find a way to kill it. I drove it around for about an hour. I was kind of letting the engine warm up and get running again and happy. Ran really good, as you guys saw. It started nice too. I think the next thing that we are going to have to do is figure out the electrical system, because the whole time I was driving it, it had no battery in it. I can show you. It had no battery in it. I don't know if you saw the terminal hanging out, but there's no battery in the tractor. The battery tray is sitting over here along with all the tools I used on it and the cover. I will be putting those away. So, well, what do you guys think? Let me know. I'd say it runs really good. I'm gonna wait on rewiring it until I have some more crimp connectors. I currently do not have enough crimp connectors to do it. I actually don't have the right type. I have plenty to do it, but I just don't have the right type of connectors. So once I redo the wiring harness, drop a battery in it, wire it up, hook it up, it should fire right up. So that's where I'm going to leave it for this. This is just going to be a will it run video. The answer is yes. We already did a will it run. Will it drive? So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. 98 or 95% of you guys that watch my videos are not subscribed, so please hit that subscribe button. It tells YouTube that I exist and I do a good job at making these videos, and it not even helps me. It helps people who are looking for things on how to fix their mowers like this, trying to get something running, or just want to watch an idiot get a tractor running that hasn't ran in 20. I'm gonna guess this tractor probably hasn't ran in 20 years. So, okay, well, I think I've wasted enough of your time, and I will see you guys in the next video. And also just leave a like. Leaving a like will help me out too. It'll help more people see the video, and they can go on there and watch me work on these things and get them running again. And if they're looking for how to replace something or fix something, there you go. So that's it. That's it for the lecture. Take care.